Thank you so much for tuning in to ChasingCinema.com's official YouTube channel. I'm your host, Jacob Toronto, and today we're going to be talking about a film being developed by Sony Pictures. And it's focused on emojis. That's right, emojis. The thing that we have texted and tweeted and wrote to everyone. The smiley faces, the heart faces, all the wonderful things that we find on a keyboard as we are texting along, just yearning to find something a little bit more meaningful to get our point across, such as a smiley man, a man running, whatever it is. The emojis are getting their own movie. Which brings me to an interesting topic. I get the conversation, or as a critic, the questions that I get are usually very similar. You know, beyond the basic, what did you think about this? What's good here? I get two questions that I could really pinpoint. Why are movies nowadays so violent and you know, why aren't they as good as they used to be? And it usually comes down to them asking me, why is Hollywood out of ideas? Everything I see is a remake. Everything I see is an adaptation or a sequel. Now, you cannot deny the fact that pretty much everything that we have seen this year, more or less, at least the biggest releases, have been adaptations, sequels, remakes. That is a trend going on right now. But at the same time, this trend's been going on since the early 30s and even before then. I mean, silent films were remade into talkies into you know, other films. I mean, that isn't something new. It is a lot more apparent because we're remaking movies closer and closer to a time frame where it's like, oh, didn't this, like Spider-Man's a perfect example. You know, but Spider-Man isn't extreme. But I mean, I've seen Spider-Man going to be remade twice in my lifetime. That's pretty crazy. But I mean, especially, but I'm under 30. I mean, that to me is quite like, oh wow. In 25 years, I've seen three. I would have seen 3 different Spider-Man movies. That's pretty crazy. But this is something that has happened for a very long time. It's something that has always happened. But the argument is, if originality is dead, is Hollywood out of ideas? And then I get a question about like movies like Emoji, and then you have to kind of go, well, are they out of ideas? And I think I'm going to surprise some people here that I'm going to go with the negative thought process and the usual response of yes, they are out of ideas, because I don't think that's true. I think just Hollywood's stuck on a formula, and there is something particular that they feel makes a lot of money, which actually does. Here's the thing, guys. We can't stop seeing the same things if we keep paying for the same things, if that makes any sense. And I'm not saying we're in a time of great damage in film, as so many people think we are. You know, but people grew up watching Cary Grant and Jimmy Stewart and watching films from Frank Capra and Francis Ford Coppola, wonder what happened to movies as they sit through Transformers Revenge of the Fallen or Transformers 4. The question is that how do you make a movie like Emojis successful or good? Well, here's the thing, is what I've also learned in Hollywood is that never count your chickens before they hatch, and just never assume something is going to be stupid, because I talked to many people who thought the idea of a Lego movie would be the dumbest thing in the entire universe. They're a toy. That doesn't make sense. Why is that going to be a movie? And end up being one of the best movies of that year. Which I believe was last year, if I'm not mistaken. We've had the many conversations of that won't work, this isn't going to happen, and it ends up being a surprise hit. So though, at the surface, in a movie about emojis, which is something that everyone deals with, and everyone probably has used at one point in life, might sound silly. It might being a terrible movie, but it might not. It is too early to kind of tell and make that assumption. Now, here, for those of you guys who are still thinking I'm crazy and like, why is anyone going to make this movie? Well, here, let me put you at rest. That Sony paid 7 figures for this movie, as it was in a bidding war with 3 other studios who wanted this movie from Anthony Leonidas, who made Igor, a movie that not many people saw, or at least might not remember, which was an animated film about the character of Igor. So for me to just immediately say this is stupid, why is this happening, dumb, Hollywood's dumb, I can't say that because Hollywood surprised me so many times. Now, if it does turn out to be dumb, People say, "Oh, I told you so, Jake." Well, you might be right. But that doesn't mean we should always make that assumption. Now, should we be getting more original ideas in Hollywood? Yeah, we should. But here's the thing, guys, is right now we're in a time where everyone can make a movie. You don't need to be in Hollywood to make a movie. Go on your iTunes page, and you can subscribe to the ChasingCinema.com podcast. But you can look at the movie section, and down there, I believe there's a category for independent or lower budget movies, and you'll see that change every single day. Every single day. And you can see how many movies are being made that you don't even heard of or know of. Go to a Redbox, scroll through the movies, and yeah, once you get past the new movies that came out, like whatever it is, whatever is brand new, like Get Hard and in the SpongeBob movie, you'll find movies you've never even heard of or knew existed. And chances are you're not going to pick those because you don't know of them. They're not big stars in them, which is okay. I'm not saying it's wrong, but at the same time, I'm saying there are a lot of films out there that we aren't watching and we aren't taking into account that could be really great. Some of the best movies I saw last year, people didn't even know what they were. People were what is that movie? I never heard of that movie. What's that? I didn't really pay attention. I said, well, great movies are out there. You just kind of have to find them. And because there's so many out there, it might be harder to find them because we are buried in ads for some of the more popular stuff. Nonetheless, I'm going off on a tangent here. Great movies are out there. Great filmmakers are out there. Sometimes you just got to kind of have to find them. But nonetheless, Emojis is coming out. It could be good. It could be bad. What are your thoughts? Let me know down here in the comment sections below. I'm itching to have that conversation with you. Also, make sure to head over to ChasingCinema.com. Click the news button. Find this video. Click the link below. It'll actually take you to Deadline, who sent out this report talking about the Emoji movie. And you can also subscribe to ChasingCinema.com and never miss any of the news and movie reviews that we put out, as well as our podcasts and videos on our YouTube channel. And best thing you can do is hit the subscribe button on this YouTube channel. That way you never miss a video news update, our podcasts, our movie reviews, or anything of that sort. Today we talked about Star Wars Episode 8 and the Good Dinosaur trailer as well, so make sure to go watch those videos. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jacob Toronto. Please give this video a thumbs up on the way out, and please continue chasing cinema.